thank you, James, too. Like, it's like, I'm going to get emotional, but the day that I actually get to see James Wedmore in person, and like, I'm going to like grab him and hold him up and high five the fuck out of him. Just thank you, James. The impact that you're having on my life and in my business, and by extension through all of our members and all of our actors, is massive. Welcome to Inside the Audition, the podcast where we go behind the scenes for a deep dive look into the world of auditions. I'm Joe Lars Larson, creator of Actors Audition Club, an international community helping actors book your dream roles in TV, film, and theater.
And I'm Brandon Knox, actor, producer, and co-host. Each episode, we chat with actors and industry professionals to share their audition experiences, insights, and advice.
We provide actors with actionable tips, strategies, and resources to help you elevate your auditions.
We demystify the often intimidating and misunderstood world of auditions to help you succeed.
So whether you're just starting out on your acting journey or you're a seasoned pro, join our Actors Audition Club members as we go
Inside the Audition.
Here we are. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you're too much. Oh, thank you. It's good to be here. You're right. I did it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Episode 137. Clearly, we've made a huge upgrade. We have sound effects now, partially because I believe BK Broiler is down on vocal rest. He had, including his rehearsals last week, I believe he did 11 shows, and the old vocal cords are feeling it. So he's taking a break. He's on podcast vocal rest, and in his stead, he has hired some sound effects. How you doing, BK? Silently. Yes, this is an episode of Lars and Silent Brandon. It's a new feature film coming out. We're working on the script. You're good? You're feeling good? Feeling better?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine we both lost our voice and had to do this, and we're just like, just writing notes. He was at the studio yesterday, like a trooper, doing his best to run a session. Ended up going home a little early to rest, but he's got a little notepad that when he's walking around town or if he's at a restaurant, he's just like, "Hi, I would like a double and a muffin, please." Yes, thank you. He's got all his catchphrases. It's great. It's really cool. I like it. It's kind of a catch thing. Like, you think about it. Not that I don't love talking to you and you always have great things to say, but it's kind of cool. It might be, it's that guy. Yeah, that guy. He doesn't really talk too much. Just he writes notes. And we were saying also that he should bring just maybe a giant whiteboard everywhere and just draw on a giant whiteboard here. But thank you for being here, Brandon. I know that you can't talk today, but that's all right, because we have a fantastic special episode. We're going to do something really special today on episode 137. So thank you for tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the share button, share this out with your actor friends, your performer friends, your comedian friends, because on today's episode, what I want to do is I want to introduce you to one of my mentors, James Wedmore. I've about a year and a half ago enrolled in his business program, Business by Design. I would call him my mindset coach, my business coach, and he's a big reason that this podcast exists, that Laughing Vikings exists, that Actors Audition Club and Audition Hero exists. So today we're going to go into the business side of things. And why is this important to you? If you're an actor or if you're a comedian, you are your own business. You are an entrepreneur. Yeah, you're an artist, and I know a lot of artists resist the business side of things, and often they'll say, well, I became an artist and a performer because I wasn't interested in business. But if you're looking to do this for money and you're looking to earn money from your art and from your performance, you are a business. It is show business. It is a business. It's not just called show play or show art. So if you're looking to expand your business as a performer, maybe you're looking to build a side hustle or formalize a business, this is the episode for you. And everyone who's watching, I know a lot of actors and artists and comedians, they often are maintaining Joe jobs, soul-sucking 9-to-5s, or just jobs that are in unrelated fields, where when you go there, you're not really inspired. You're trading your time for money so that then you can further your artistic and your acting career. And that's really challenging to do that. It's tough to find the right job that is flexible enough so that when you need the time off to prepare for an audition, or when you book a role, that you can take a week or two off. So that's tough. But the way around that is to start improving and building and growing and scaling your own business, your own career, and taking control of your finances, taking control of your own income. So got a great episode planned. Stick around to the end. We're also going to be sharing some free training resources from James Wedmore and his Business by Design program. We got some exclusive links for you where you can access his new book. You can access the upcoming enrollment for Business by Design, and also one of his recent podcast episodes, which is brilliant, that you should all listen to. So we're going to share those at the end. But first, I just want to get into it, and I'm going to share my story a little bit about how I came across James Wedmore and Business by Design, and where I was in my life and my career at the time. So, and I say this with what's the word? Just in all sincerity, James Wedmore and his Business by Design program saved my career as an actor and as a comedian, and has helped me start, grow, and scale the digital business and career of my dreams through Laughing Vikings, Actors Audition Club, and Audition Hero. So I want to take you back, flashback to February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2020. I remember it well. Where was I? I was on set under the sunniest blue skies, beautiful sunny day, but in freezing, ice cold, frigid, minus 20-degree weather. And I was standing toe to frozen toe with one of my on-screen heroes, Jason friggin' Momoa. That's right. Aquaman himself, Khal Drago from Game of Thrones, and the lead Baba in his epic show C. I booked a role in his epic series C that was shooting in Toronto. This was season 2, I believe. And I got to spend a day on set with Jason, literally living my dream, working on the biggest Hollywood blockbuster series that I'd ever been on. I think that show is about $10 million an episode, one of the biggest shows to ever shoot in Canada. I'm out on set, surrounded by 500 extras. I've got a few hundred crew around me, and I was just soaking up every second of that experience, just watching and learning, and specifically watching how Jason, as the lead and star of his own show, was carrying himself on set, just soaking every little thing in. And although I was only booked for that day, I knew I was just a day player. I was only there for that brief moment in time. This was my day to be on set with him. I had scenes literally where we were face to face. And, but I knew that I was only there for one day. So I'm looking at him. He's the star of the show, lead of the show. And I made a vow to myself that day watching him that I was like, you know what, whatever it takes, I'm going to make a vow that one day I'm going to be in Jason Momoa's shoes. Although I think I am size 13. I feel like my shoes are bigger, so I probably wouldn't fit in his shoes. I feel like his shoes are smaller than me. Believe it or not, he's about an inch or two smaller than me. But his figurative shoes, eventually as the star of my own show, I made that vow on set that day. And it was just on top of the world. I'm like, this is my dream spot. This is exactly where I want to be. Everything that had built up in that life, every role that I had booked up until that point, had led me to that day where I'm fucking toe-to-toe with Jason Momoa, thinking, I have fucking arrived. So I'm thinking, like, after 10 plus years in this business as an actor and comedian, here I am. This is just the fucking beginning. Next stop, Hollywood stardom, leading my own show. This is the trajectory that I'm on. And then cut to a few weeks later, and the entire world came to a screeching pandemic halt. And so did everything that I do for a living to earn money. And you know this, if you were an actor or performer back in 2020, there was no TV and film shoots. There was no live theater. There was no live stand-up shows. Nada, zilch, nothing. We all got shut down. And this isn't unique to actors and comedians. The whole world got shut down. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. But literally everything I was doing in my life, like everything I was doing to spend my time, TV shows, TV auditions, film shoots, stand-up shows, live theater shows. It all stopped, which meant all of my income also stopped at that time too. I had nothing to do and no sources of income. Thank God for the government and some of their subsidies at that time. But everyone knows this. You guys remember this from, I guess it would have been March till around July, March, April, May, June. 4 or 5 months. We all were just hanging out, sheltering in place, and a real deep, for me at least, a little bit of a, not a little bit, a lot of fear that, am I ever going to get to do the thing that I love to do again? Am I ever going to work again? Like, how am I going to figure this out? I got to make money. Like, is this the end? So like I went from 3 weeks earlier, I'm on the top of the world thinking this is my launching point. And then 4 months later, I hadn't done a thing. So it was really scary. And you guys know this if you were if you were in the industry at that point. But then slowly but surely, the industry started to open up again. But during most of 2020 and even the first half of 2021, it was scary. And I'll be honest, it was sometimes a dark time filled with like ongoing lockdowns, massive uncertainty, and leaving all of us. Again, I hope, I'm sure many of you can sympathize and empathize with this, and you were there yourself, so I'm not alone in saying this, really leaving me wondering, am I going to get to do the things that I love to do again? Fortunately, as everyone knows, the pandemic, as shitty as it was, it gave a lot of lessons. It gave a lot of impetus to pivot and change and find new opportunities and learn and grow. And that's a decision I made really early on was, okay, well, how would I handle this if I was in jail? Like what this kind of feels like jail. I'm in lockdown. We're not allowed to go places. Everything's shut down. But if I was in jail, what would I do? And it was like, my answers was I would learn and grow and work out, meaning I would just focus on myself and see what I can do to learn and grow and build so that when I get out of jail or out of lockdown, at least my life and business and career is somewhere moving forward rather than I've just sat around, waited, wasting away, and I'm going to be further and further behind when things open up. So my big lesson, though, financially and business wise, is very very sobering, but it was a gift as well, was that I realized how vulnerable our income is as a performer. Three things specifically. Number one, these are three massive problems. And if you identify with some of these right now, some of the tips and things I'm going to share from James Wedmore and his Business by Design program will really help you. But the things that I realize is all of our income opportunities are controlled by gatekeepers, casting directors, booking agents, producers, gatekeepers. So I wasn't really in a position to just go out and make something happen. I was sitting back on my heels, waiting for an email from an agent, from a casting director, from a producer, telling me I had booked a gig or telling me that I had an opportunity to audition. And all of that in a highly competitive winner takes all environment. It's not the easiest way to make a living in the first place, as evidenced by all the actors out there who are working restaurants or unrelated soul-sucking Joe jobs. It's challenging. And it is an environment where 500 people audition, only one horse gets the win and gets the money. Yeah, there's some second place consolation of okay, you did a good job, a casting director, you're on their radar, or production like what you did, but they weren't able to use you. But ultimately, all of our income is controlled by gatekeepers and only one person gets the job. Number two is all of my work at that time, pre-pandemic, it depended on me trading time for money. Which meant my income is limited by a couple things. The number of days in the year that I could book a show or be on set. And there's only so many hours in a day. And anyone working an hourly wage job, you can't scale that income beyond a certain point. Yeah, you work 60 hours, 80 hours, 100 hours, 120 hours, but you got to sleep sometime. You got to enjoy yourself sometime. So it was really limited by time, and everything was trading time and money, which is not scalable. And then the other thing is all of my income, number three is all of my income was location dependent, meaning I had to show up in a physical location to a gig to deliver my performance on stage or on set and then get paid, which meant you have to travel, you have travel expenses. Also means schedule conflicts come up where maybe there's an opportunity for you to make money, but you can't be there because you have another show there, and logistically it just doesn't work out. So you're missing out on financial opportunities. Traveling is great. I love to travel. Some people don't want to travel, but if you got to be there for the gig and you got to be on set. So in short, what I realized after the pandemic or mid-pandemic was my income as an actor and a comedian was not scalable and massively dependent and limited by factors that were outside of my control. I didn't have any control over my income. It was just emails coming in, and then I had to go somewhere to get the money. And so I realized halfway through 2021 that I needed to pivot. And that's a word we heard a lot. We heard restaurants doing that, businesses doing it, yoga studios going to online studios, gyms going to online, everybody pivoting, meaning, shit, I can't do what I used to do. I got to change. I got to evolve. I got to grow. So my pivot, one of the biggest things that I did is in June of 2021, I made a huge leap to take back some control of my career and my income. And I made an investment in myself and in my business and ultimately in my future by enrolling in James Wedmore's Business by Design program. And I want to tell you briefly about that program, and I'm going to talk about some of my results and how it can help you. We're going to share some training at the end of this episode that you can get access to right away. And this is for all the actors out there, for all the comedians out there, whether you've started a side hustle, whether you have an interest in starting a side hustle, or maybe this is just business tips and tips that will help you develop as a performer and as a comedian. And if we have people out there watching that aren't performers, maybe you've always wanted to start your own business. And so that's how this info will apply to you. But what Business by Design is, it's a rapid growth system containing the complete roadmaps, or as James likes to call them, the Lego instruction manuals that I've used to start, grow, and scale our comedy production company, Laughing Vikings. It's also helped us start, grow, and scale our online membership, Actors Audition Club. And what Business by Design does, it provides these step-by-step playbooks for all aspects and phases of your digital business and your digital business building journey. So I enrolled in June 2021. One of the first things that I did after joining is I binge listened to James's Mind Your Money series, which wasn't even part of the core training program. It was a bonus course that James threw in as a little extra incentive. And it's designed to help his new Business by Design students with things up here, with our money mindset. And what I realized, and what the Mind Your Money program allowed me to realize, is that prior to joining Business by Design, I had a ton of money and mindset blocks that were holding me back from making bold moves in my life and career. And that's one thing that I would urge all of you to do. You can take all the tactical and strategy and the how-to business classes that you want. Someone can hand you the exact recipe, like literally do this, do that, step 1 to step 10. This is going to do it. This is going to build your business. But if your mind's fucked up and you have blocks, if you're scarcity minded, if you have certain fears and blocks, someone could literally hand you the golden goose and your mind's not going to allow you to get there. So the first thing I did is I dove into this Mind Your Money program to help release some of these money blocks and mindset blocks. And one of those big, bold moves that I had thought about, but due to certain fears and money mindset and some scarcity issues that I had in my head, one of those bold moves is I had been thinking about going back to school during the pandemic to attend the Todoroff Acting Conservatory program. But before joining BBD, I was too scared to make the leap. And the reason it was a large investment, a bigger investment than I'd ever made in myself, in time, in money, and in efforts that would require to attend a full conservatory program and graduate. And in short, before Business by Design, I didn't believe in myself enough to invest the type of money that it takes to go back to school to a conservatory program. I didn't think I had it. I didn't think I could find the money. I was worried, like, okay, I know this is going to make me a better performer and make me more valuable and make me a stronger auditioner and a stronger actor and a stronger comedian. But I doubted. I was like, it's also going to, it's going to bankrupt me. I'm going to go broke. It's like, it was one of the biggest investments I'd ever been presented with. And I was too scared. But during listening to that Mind Your Money program, and throughout Business by Design, one of the things that James taught and teaches is that the transformation begins with the transaction, and that when we make the leap, the net appears. So it was so crazy because I enrolled in this business program, and one of the first things that it helped me do is make the biggest leap I've ever made in my performance career, and enrolling into a conservatory program. That transformation begins with the transaction means when you put skin in the game, when you have the courage to invest in yourself, to invest in your business, that activates you, that helps you grow. And the best example is with the gym. Anyone who's looking to improve your fitness and improve your health, it's no secret that moving your body and eating cleaner are two of the biggest keys. I think everyone knows, if I were to ask you, how do you get in better shape? How do you get better health? You could list off tons of things that you know would be the right things to do, and you could get free training and free lessons and free videos and all kinds of things on YouTube. Go to YouTube University. But until you have skin in the game, often we don't fully invest. We don't put ourselves in it. And in fitness, it's when you buy a gym membership, or more importantly, when you invest a little more into a personal trainer, meaning you know that someone else is tied to your success, someone else is going to show up, which makes you show up. You think, oh man, I'm now spending $500 a month with a personal trainer. I better show up. And that's what Business by Design immediately did to me. This new mindset at that time, it gave me the courage to invest over $20,000 into my own acting career by finally enrolling in a full conservatory program. And right away, it helped me make this leap to do something that it had been a lifelong bucket list dream of mine. So for me, at that point, before I even got into the tactical business strategy and tactics and processes and systems that Business by Design provides, the mindset lessons alone for me at that point, I already felt like they were worth the entire investment into Business by Design. And James, throughout the last year and a half, he's continued to help me start and continue to grow with a massive shift in my mindset. And really what I did is, it's still a work in progress. I'm still getting there, but I've started to move my mindset from a scarcity-minded, starving artist to a thriving and abundant creator / CEO. And I'm really happy and grateful to say that on top of that mindset coaching, Business by Design, it's actually provided me with the plug and play blueprints to create a thriving digital business that creates new revenue streams. And ultimately, rather than being passive in the business, where I was always waiting for an email from an agent or from a casting director, waiting for a booker to tell me that I booked the show, now I've created a business where it's going to sound catchy or campy, but I've created a business where literally I can create money on demand. I can create a new offer. I can send an email list out to our clients. I can proactively do things that generate income streams for me and for the business. So I want to share some of the massive wins since joining Business by Design. And these are things that I think everyone watching, if you're an actor, a comedian, you want to start your own business or just continue to grow your own performer business as a solopreneur, as an actor, as a performer. So these are some of the wins for me here. Let me grab a sip of water. Number one is Business by Design has helped me build a thriving online membership of growth-minded international actors. That's Actors Audition Club, where we help professional actors shoot auditions without stress, without tech troubles, without having to bug their family members, ultimately so that our clients can book more roles and book their dream roles in TV, film, and theater. And right now, Actors Audition Club currently has around 33 members. That brings in around $1,000 a month in recurring revenue through the membership, plus anywhere on a monthly basis from $4,000 to $6,000 a month from our regular one-on-one audition coaching services. Number two, it's helped me launch and host a 3-day live workshop. We did it last year in January and again in July, called Audition Hero, where we taught that international community of actors how to transform their auditions, how to book more dream roles, how to have more impact in their life. And that Audition Hero workshop, it helped launch our new enrollments into Actors Audition Club, both in 2021 2022 and in 2023. The other thing that it's done is using Business by Design systems and processes and step-by-step playbooks for their digital business. Business by Design and James Coaching has helped me host and produce more than 80 stand-up comedy shows through Laughing Vikings and Comedy Alley. I follow Business by Design's plug-and-play checklists to help us build and optimize our website, our sales pages, our email marketing, social media marketing. And those shows, they've over the last year and a half, they brought in more than $15,000 in additional revenue while creating work for over 100 stand-up comedians. So that's something I'm really proud of. Bringing joy and laughter to people during a time when there's a lot of uncertainty, and B, not only providing income and revenue for my own business, but it's provided me to create a platform where I'm literally providing work and income for other comedians, which is a huge part of our mission. Our mission at Laughing Vikings is to uplift, inspire, and empower a global audience by helping actors and comedians share their stories via TV, film, and live performances. So I'm super proud about that. Also, the BBD systems have helped us produce, promote, and grow our weekly podcast. You're watching it right now. We rebranded to Inside the Audition. This is episode 137. We've done this now since episode 19. We've been here each and every week. So huge thank you to BK Broiler, Silent Brandon watching. I've never done anything. What is that? 137 minus 19. Quick math. Help me. What is that? That's over 100, like almost 120 episodes, 120 weeks in a row. For 2 years in a row, we've showed up every week. I never did anything every week for 2 years in a row. Nothing. But we're here each and every week to support you, to help you, to inspire you, to help you grow your career. And a big chunk of that is as a result of James and his training. We've also followed BBD systems to help build and optimize our website and sales pages to sell digital copies of my stand-up album, Silly Goose. That generated over an extra $1,000 in revenue for me. Business by Design has also helped build our customer email list of over 1,000 people to help us so that we can market the podcast, we can market our programs and services. With a few clicks of the button, we can send our messaging and send our offers out to thousands of people. And that's been huge too. Also, the reason that's important, if you're watching right now, if you don't have an email list, your own, like as an actor or as a performer, your fan list, your email list, that you can reach out to people. Yeah, you might have great social media followings, but you don't own those. You, at any point, Facebook could shut that down. TikTok could get banned. Instagram can change the algorithm. So yeah, it's great to build the social media side of things, but if you don't build your own business and build your own email list, you don't own any of that. Meaning at some point, some executive in Silicon Valley can take it all away from you and just say, you know what, we're shifting it, we're changing it, we're putting a paywall. Now you got to pay to use Facebook or pay to use Twitter. So you don't have control over it. But when you build your own business, build your own following, build your own email list, you can get to the point where you have control over your career. You can send out an email blast to book shows. You can send an email blast out to fans, to clients, to producers, to bookers. And you can create that money on demand by being proactive, by going after opportunities rather than just sitting back waiting for emails to fall in your lap where a booker or a casting director or someone wants to give you a job. It's also helped with our local hiring process through Business by Design. James has helped me through our local hiring process. We've hired a team of actors who work as freelance audition coaches. They help us build our community inside our audition club. Here in Toronto, we got Brandon Knox, we got Cheryl Poirier, Sebastian Sage. We've had several more in the past who've come and gone and moved on to other opportunities. In the States, we've got Erin Elizabeth Reed and Moneen Daly. So we're building a team, and I'm glad to say that James's teachings have helped us do that. We also followed those hiring process to outsource and hire a virtual assistant who now handles all of our social media posting for Laughing Vikings and Actors Audition Club. This will blow your fucking mind right now. If you're watching this and you're one of those people who's struggling or resisting with social media, you know you need to build a following on social media, and you're seeing everyone blow up on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and seeing that following open new doors like If you're a comedian, you've seen comedians blow up where they've got 1 million people. Now they can book a show in any city in North America because they have that critical fan base online. But to do that is a lot of time too. So you might be struggling. Well, I'm spending 30 hours a week on social media management. I'm now a social media manager. Well, Business by Design can help you with that too. So our virtual assistant helps with graphic design, with our video editing, with content scheduling, and actually posting across 12 platforms. Have you ever thought, oh shit, another platform? What the fuck? Now I got to get on YouTube Reels now it's TikTok. What else? And every time they come out with a new thing, it's virgin territory, and there's a huge land grab and a huge opportunity as a new platform blows up. But it's also, oh fuck, how the hell am I going to spend another extra 5-10 hours to do this? So that has been a huge relief. Like the weight off my shoulders, you would not believe. 10, 20, 30 hours a week that I'm now able to spend on higher value activities like auditioning, like rehearsing, like booking shows, like being on set, like being on stage. Because ultimately, if you're an actor, you're a performer, you're not here to spend your days clicking and clacking on the keyboard, spending an hour crafting the perfect social media post. It's you want to be on stage, you want to be on set, you want to be living the life of your dreams when you're not on set and on stage. So building a team is a huge part of Business by Design. You can build your team by design. And then overall, one of the massive things, and again, this might be bigger than all the tactical stuff. It might be bigger than all the money that James has helped me with, but he's helped me elevate my mindset so that now I again, still a work in progress. Every day, kind of slip back a little bit. Sometimes when I wake up, like most people, I wake up and the feeling is not, yay, I'm alive and I get to do this. Sometimes it's, another day. But with James's help, I'm operating closer and closer as an abundant, thriving digital CEO, a thriving artist, taking control of my business and helping create the future of my dreams and building that mission of uplifting, inspiring, and empowering a global audience by helping other actors and comedians share their stories and succeed in the business themselves. You guys listening to this episode and all of our members through Actors Audition Club, Laughing Vikings, and Audition Hero. So this has been huge for us. And that's also one thing I want to say is a big shift for you in your life. And this was something that I'm still going through, but as a performer, so easy to be a solopreneur or a lone wolf. And you can just be constantly thinking about yourself, where you're like, how do I get the next gig? How do I get the next audition? How do I book that next role? How do I make a little more income? How do I move from day player to supporting to lead? How do I get in with that bigger agency? How do I get those producers to see me? How do I get those bookers to see me? It's all me. Selfish as fuck, which is what you need to do a little bit because, yeah, you are a solopreneur. You need to fight for yourself. You need to be your number one fan. You need to feel confident and bold and audacious to make those big steps. But you also, at some point, you'll make a massive shift when you start to think about team and you start to think about community. Some of the biggest growth opportunities that I've had is where I actually don't think every day about myself. I'm not thinking every day, ooh, do I need to book that role? Do I need to book that show? I'm equally thinking about Brandon and Sebastian and Cheryl and Aaron and Monine and all of our members. Every time a member comes in here and is recording an audition, I know their spouse often. I know that they have kids. I want to see them succeed. That many of them are my friends and have been my friends through stand-up and acting for a long time. So I'm now thinking, how can we raise the tide for all of these boats? How can we make things better for everyone? And tying into the mission and purpose of, I'm not just doing this so I can book a role, so I can make some money and pay a bill. I'm doing this so I can follow my purpose, which is to uplift, inspire, and empower a global audience and to make life better on earth for everybody, to bring joy and laughter and storytelling to people. And everyone remembers during the pandemic, when we all had nothing to do, what did we do? We listened to podcasts and we watched shows and we watched movies and we watched stand-up specials. And we did all those things to help us escape from sometimes the harsh, uncertain realities that the 3D world on earth today can face us with and can deliver to us. So that's my rant on business by design. So thank you for hearing that. Thank you, James, too. Like, it's like, I'm going to get emotional, but the day that I actually get to see James Wedmore in person, and like, I'm going to like grab him and hold him up and high five the fuck out of him. Just thank you, James. The impact that you're having on my life and in my business, and by extension through all of our members and all of our actors, is massive. So what we're going to do today is we're going to share some resources. And the reason that we're doing this episode is James Wedmore's got an upcoming launch and enrollment to Business by Design 2023. Again, Business by Design, what it is it's a rapid growth system containing the complete roadmaps or Lego instruction manuals that you can use to start, grow, and scale your own business, whether it's a production company, whether it's a side hustle, an online membership, digital downloads, classes, workshops, live events. And Business by Design can provide those step-by-step playbooks for you in all aspects and phases of your digital business building journey. But as a result of that launch coming up, I believe the launch starts June 1st, we've got access to some special training and some sneak peeks to some of James's training. So we're going to give you, Brandon's going to bring them up here. The first is we're going to give you access to download a free copy of James's new book, Hardwired for Entrepreneurship. He's actually giving it away for free. A lot of these gurus will put it out there and sell it for 20, 30, 40 bucks. James is giving this away for free because one of his goals is to impact more entrepreneurs and help people build their business by design and build their businesses of their dreams. So his new book here, Hardwired for Entrepreneurship, I downloaded it the other day. There's a PDF version and there's also an audio version. But what it does, it'll help you discover 17 ways that successful entrepreneurs think differently about business marketing success. And if you're listening to this right now and you're like, I'm not an entrepreneur, I'm an actor, I'm a comedian. You're an entrepreneur. You are. You're a solopreneur. You're a freelancer. You are a business. And whatever country you're in, your tax code treats you as a business, as a freelancer, as an independent business. Whether you've registered a business or not, you are an entrepreneur. You are a business person. So what you're going to get here, we're going to drop the link in the comments here. I think, Brandon, you can fire that in the comments. We'll link it up in the description, but you're going to get a 30-page PDF that reveals a lot of counterintuitive #backwards approach to building your online business the right way. And you get instant access to that by clicking that link and downloading the book or the audio book. Scroll a little bit more there, Brandon. I just want to highlight some of the things. One of the great things, really cool things about James and his training is a lot of it is counterintuitive. It's not necessarily common sense. James is one of those people where when everyone zigs, he zigs the other way, or zags. He zags. So there's a lot of online experts out there, and there's can often be groupthink where everyone's telling you to do this one way. And this is the way. And James is often a little counterintuitive and saying, well, yeah, if everyone's going that way, one of the ways that you can stand out is take the road less traveled and go a different way, all based on results. So this book is going to help you realize that sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to speed up. And what that relates to is a lot of the times you don't need to do more. You don't need to work harder. You need to take a break, sit in the silence. Maybe you need to strip away things in your life. Maybe you need to say no to things in your life that are taking away from your higher value activities or taking you away from your ultimate larger purpose. If you're always chasing little opportunities here and there, and you're thinking, oh, I got to go faster and harder and faster and harder, you might be missing a lot. Also, you're going to find that problems are not the problems. Thinking that you shouldn't have problems is your problem. So in life, this is a huge mind shift. We all deal with problems in our life on a daily basis, and it's easy to get discouraged. But if you shift your mindset and be like, no, these problems are a gift. Why? Because every problem is going to contain a lesson. And in order for you to unlock the lesson, you're going to have to grow and become a newer person, learn some new lessons. So don't lament your problems. Be grateful for your problems. And also the other thing about your problems is having a problem means you're alive. There's plenty of dead people who have no problems right now. So you don't want to be one of those people. There'll be time for that. Believe me, you're going to spend most of your existence dead. But while we're alive, embrace those problems and embrace all aspects of life. Why everyone's doing it hashtag backwards. I'll give you an example of hashtag backwards. And James is a lot of people go out there and say you're someone, maybe you've been thinking about creating an online membership or an online course or a digital download, something you want to teach your expertise to someone. A lot of people will spend 3 months, 6 months, or even a year building the course or building the workshops or recording the videos or writing the thing. And then they spend all that time and then they want to launch it and put it out to the market, and they don't have an audience. No one knows them for that topic. They don't have an email list. And also, ultimately, they don't know what people want. So one of his hashtag backwards method is go to your audience, go to the people who you know and say, wait, what do you need help with? What can I help with? What are your problems? It's like find an audience and or find your current audience and ask them, what do you need? What can I help with? What are the problems I can solve? Rather than thinking, this is what I want to teach and this is a good business idea and I'm going to create it first. So it's the idea of just finding the problems that your audience has rather than going first and spending 6 months building it and then saying, hey, you like the thing I built for you? And then it's like crickets, where everyone's like, well, that's not what we needed help with. So why did you spend 6 months wasting your time on that? It's going to help you how to think like a successful entrepreneur. It's going to help you how to see business and determine what is possible. So yeah, grab that Hardwired for Entrepreneurship. It's a great read. We're also going to give you access I'm sure everyone listens to podcasts. You all have your favorite podcasts. I've got about 6 that I cycle through on a weekly basis. James hosts a podcast called Mind Your Business Podcast. And that means mind, the mind, and your business. So it's like half mindset, he calls it. The first non-business podcast, meaning he focuses a lot about the internal world, but also gets into some of the tactical. And we're going to share an episode with you, episode 605. He just did this, and it's James. Just to let you know, James has been in the digital business world for, I think, 13, 14 years. He's built an 8-figure business, 8 figures, meaning double-digit millions, multiple businesses in multiple niches. Now his signature program is Business by Design, but he just released an amazing episode called What I Would Do If I Was Starting a Digital Business Today in 2023. Where to start, what to focus on first, and how to launch. So if any of this is resonating with you at any level, I would download that Hardwired for Entrepreneurship book, and I would listen to this episode. If you're an actor, you're a comedian, and you want to improve your business and your show business, or you want to start a little side hustle, even if you're not a performer and you're like, my 9 to 5, I'm done with this. I've always thought of a business idea. I would say one thing, this is not for someone who is thinking of a brick and mortar business. Like if you're looking to start a restaurant or a retail shop, this is for online memberships, digital courses, workshops, thought leaders, digital downloads, anything in the digital space. And I would also say, if you're thinking of building a brick and mortar business, why? This is 2023. Build a digital business, or at least a business with a digital aspect to it. So I would highly suggest listen to that. He's got so many great episodes, but that one's amazing. And it's current, it's topical, and it's literally like the play-by-play. This is how I would do it. If everything was stripped away and James Wedmore had to start from scratch, and build back to an 8-figure digital business, that episode covers what he would do. So it's a great jumping off point to join the podcast. And then the final thing we're going to share with you is, again, take one of these freebies, take all of them, but you can also join the priority wait list to get on the wait list for Business by Design 2023. They're doing their new enrollment. It's going to start with some training days on June 1st. Which is why we're introducing James to you. Again, we normally focus here at Inside the Audition on auditions specifically. That is our niche, helping professional auditions helping professional actors transform their auditions. book their dream roles and create more impact in the world. But it's hard to do that without paying your bills, and it's hard to do that without generating some income, which is why we're doing this special episode on how to tie in business to your art, so that you can connect your art to business and to income and to revenue. So you can hop on the priority wait list. You can join thousands of digital CEOs who are currently building their business. And you can scroll down a little bit there, Brandon. We're going to throw the link in the comments. All of these links are going to be in the show notes as well. Scroll down a little further just to what you get. Once you enroll on the wait list, what James is going to do for you is you're going to be on that wait list when they open the doors for their new enrollments. But throughout the next few weeks, you'll be on that notification list, and James is going to send out sneak peeks at some of his business processes on how to start and build your business, some resources, free resources that he has, checklists, roadmaps, online digital resources, some podcast episodes. He's going to share some student success stories like I've shared with you today. And you're going to get access to some of the future coaches and some of their training just in this next month while they're leading up to their new enrollments. And ultimately, it's you're going to hear stories about the wins that current students like myself and entrepreneurs are producing inside that program, Business by Design. And so you can get instant access to that. You'll get access to free downloads, exclusive previews, all that jazz. You can make some big strides. Even if you were not to enroll in Business by Design, the value of James's free training, it's worth more than some free paid trainings out there. It's like some of his freebies, after you implement what you learn in those freebies, you'd be like, shit, I would have paid $5,000 for that. So those are the links. Again, you can download the free version of his Hardwired for Entrepreneurship. Listen to that episode 605, how to start or what I would do if I started a digital business in 2023, where to start, what to focus on first, and how to launch, and join that priority notification list. So when they do open the doors, you can take a peek inside Business by Design and get enrolled yourself. Now, what we want to do is a little bonus. We love these. You've seen these on the show. James sends out when people do enroll, he's got these little flashcards. Again, not part of the core training program, just a little bonus that he sends out so that people got some physical things. And this is a lot of the mindset, and this applies to you as a business owner, but it also applies, just adapt the word entrepreneur to actor, to comedian, because you are a freelance business owner if you are those things. So we like to share some of these, some food for thought, give you some glimpse, little dive into the mind of James Wedmore, woo Wedmore, we like to call him. Here's one random selection. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I think we always pull the same ones, but this one says, your relationship with time will determine how you experience time. If you want to work on your relationship with time, here are some questions you want to be asking yourself. Are you using the majority of your time on simple tasks that can be outsourced, like social media? What's your are you focusing on high-level content that is actually going to grow your career, your company, your business? Do you feel like you have the time and freedom to do what you want when you want? If you answered no to any of those questions, well, maybe it's time to rethink the way you're spending time. As an infinite or finite. Time is as infinite or as finite as you allow it to be. You sometimes hear that thing, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. And then you hear the counter example of, well, Oprah's got the time. The Rock's got the time. Jason Momoa's got the time. It's like everyone doing all these amazing things. Somehow magically they got time, and they only have as much time as we do. So it's how they've mastered time. So a big part of it is mastering your own time. And as an actor, as a comedian, you got to look at your highest value activities. Well, where are you getting paid the most? When you're on set, when you're on stage. You could extend that to auditioning, to rehearsals, to writing. You could extend that to proactive revenue generating activities like sending emails to bookers, sending materials to casting directors or to your agents, all these proactive things, and everything else like spending hours and hours and hours building your website, or spending hours and hours and hours posting on social media. All of those things are lower activities, lower value activities that you could outsource. So some good food for thought here. We'll pull 3 of these today. Here's a good one. Yeah. I'll flash it to you. Here it is. No amount of acquiring knowledge will ever make up for lack of perspective. This is what I was talking about earlier. Someone could literally give you the step-by-step, like, this is just A to Z, do these things, it'll build a business. And why doesn't that work for some people? One of the major reasons is up here, their beliefs, their blocks, their stories, all the things they've been telling themselves, even with the golden goose and the perfect knowledge, it holds you back. So James continues here and he says, this is one of those truths that you may want to slow down and reread until this clicks. No amount of acquiring knowledge will ever make up for lack of perspective. So if you're thinking in your head, oh, I'm a failure, oh, I'll never do that, oh, that's not for me, I would never get there. And it says your perspective creates your experience, and simply acquiring more knowledge that just reaffirms your pre-existing perspective won't change a damn thing. So a lot of the times you got to look at your beliefs and your stories that you're telling yourselves. And most of our beliefs are not true. They're just things that we've told ourselves, or we've heard enough from other people. Maybe they're based on your family members, your friends, your close people around you. And this is just the perspective that you see. And then you end up taking those beliefs as ultimate truth or facts, when that's not what they are. They're just things that you've been telling yourself that you believe to be true. Your beliefs are not the law of gravity. They're not scientific laws. They're not facts. They're just things that you believe, that you've been telling stories about, and you keep believing. And all of your outside world is a reflection of your inside. The outside world, the 3D world, when you're walking around, a lot of people think shit that happens in the world that affects me. But no, it's how you see things affects how you see things up here affects what you see out here. And you think about that. If you're in a good mood, if you woke up and you're like, everyone sucks and everyone's out to get me, and people are jerks and people are dicks and they're all out to get me. And then you walk around your neighborhood and everyone you look at, that's an asshole. That's an asshole. She's a jerk. He's a jerk. Everything you interpret, every time someone comes up to you, even if they're saying something nice, you're going to be thinking, oh yeah, he's being nice, but what does he really want? Versus the mindset of like, you know what? The world is full of abundance and opportunity and joy, and people are amazing and life is good. And then you go out and then you're looking, that perspective, you're looking for opportunities to find joy and to find love. And you're looking to catch people doing positive things. And you give people the benefit of the doubt when they say something that's shitty and you're like, oh, maybe they're having a bad day. And that's all just how you looked at things. So huge shift differences there. Let's do one more. Ooh, this one's good too. This one says, if you chase success, you'll never get it. If you choose success, you'll never need it. And this is one of these weird juxtapositions of like, it's like the more if you really want something and you really need something and you're like, I need this role, I need this gig, I need it. In a weird way, that's coming from a lack, because you're saying that you're reaffirming to your subconscious and to the universe that you need it because you don't have it. So there's a weird shift of like, yeah, you want to be hungry, and yeah, you want to be driven, and yeah, you want to have goals, but you also need to have a certain level of detachment where you don't need those things. You have everything that you need in the world. If you woke up today, you have everything inside you. If you have loved ones, you have oxygen, you have food, you have some shelter, you have some sunshine, hopefully. You have everything you need. So James continues, he says, if success, however you defined it, is this elusive thing that is always out there, you're always chasing it. It's always ahead of, if only I book this role, I'll get success. Or once I make this amount of money, I'm going to be successful. When I showcase for Just for Laughs, or when I do a show at this venue, or when this comedy club allows me in, and all these things where you're throwing your own joy and your success down the road instead of just accepting it right now. So if you see it as out there, then you can't possibly be or feel success now. However, when you choose the feeling or the state up here and in here, the state of being success now, then when you step into and embody the internal state of success, there's no energy or need, or there's no energy of need or lack. And instead, you're creating powerfully from a place of success right now. So it's create the feeling and the vibration. The world, again, this is going to get a little woo-woo, but the world, you hear people talk about high vibe. It's having the feeling. Think about the things that you want to have in your life and have those feelings right now. Feel what it's going to be like when you have those things. And then all of a sudden you're vibrating. There's not really any difference. Like a lot of things, you can imagine it right now, and there's not a whole lot of difference between imagining it and when you actually have it physically in real life. But if you can start imagining it and having those feelings and vibrations now, that energy and that vibe that you're going to put out there is not a needy lack. Oh, I need this. I don't have this now. One day I'm going to get it. It's you're going to vibrate and radiate. You see people who are like radiate, and you're like, what is their secret? And the secret is, it's not really a secret. It's just they're experiencing those feelings and those vibrations right now in the present, and they're not throwing it out in the future. It's like, hey, give yourself permission to be a winner now, to be successful now, to feel joy now, to feel like you're enough now. And then magically, you're going to be a fucking magnet to that shit, and you're not going to have to chase it. It's just going to come to you. And there's a lot of power in that. Not something that I've fully achieved yet. Feel if I did fully achieve it, I would have just burst into an infinite beam of light, and I wouldn't be here anymore. But those are a few things from James Wedmore. So thank you for listening today. I hope this has been of value today. We want to remind you of a few things. We'll throw those links up in the comments. So download that free copy of James Wedmore's new book, Hardwired for Entrepreneurship. The link is in the comments on the live stream, and the link will be in the show notes. You can also listen to that episode. Listen to any episode. If you go to Mind Your Business Podcast on your podcast platform, scroll through them and find the one you like. But I would say if you're not sure and you want a jumping off point, what would I do if I was starting a digital business in 2023? Where to start, where to focus, and how to launch. Listen to that episode. Link is in the comments. And then the other thing to do is hop on that wait list so you can get an inside scoop when they do open the doors to Business by Design. If any of this has resonated with you one tiny bit, and you're thinking, maybe it would be nice to take control of my career. Maybe it would be nice to be proactive in my income and in my business building and actually have some control so that I can wake up in the day and actually do things that move me closer to my dream life, my dream business, my dream career for myself and my family and my community, rather than just waiting, twiddling my thumbs, hoping that I'm going to get an email from my agent or an email from a booker or an email from some gatekeeper giving it to me. You can go out and get it and take some control. So do those things. Thank you so much for listening to this. Again, I hope this has brought you some value. It's a unique, in my Venn diagram is, yes, I'm a comedian. Yes, I'm an actor. But in a previous life, I was heavily involved in business and in sales and was helping grow an organization. So where I feel I can bring some value is I can bring some business perspective and cross over in the arts and entertainment business. And I can help people who are starving artists start to generate more money. I can help people who aren't in in business or in the arts themselves, maybe make that leap, or just start your own side hustle, or improve your life and improve your finances and improve your business. So thank you for listening to this today. Make sure you're subscribing to Inside the Audition podcast. Share this one out. If you're watching the live stream or listening to this, this is a big one. And just the more people in the world I can introduce James Wedmore to, the more people in the world are going to have better lives. It's really that simple. He's had a massive impact on my life. and in my career and in my business. And if you're watching this right now, he's already had an impact on your life, because everything we built with Laughing Vikings, Actors Audition Club, Inside the Audition, Audition Hero, it's all been through James. I can trace it all back to James. So you're already being affected by him, whether you realize it or not. You want to go deeper, do that. So thank you. And one final thing is I'm going to be on stage tonight, living my dream. I'm going to be at Comedy Bar Danforth. That's Comedy Bar East. Brandon's going to fire up the poster here. I'm pumped to be back on stage with Cowbell Comedy, Buckin' Wild stand-up. Love that name. I like saying it. Buckin' Wild. Buckin' Wild. We're going to get buck wild tonight. We've got Rasha Elfaki, Danny Martinello, Amy Cunningham, Braden Lynch is hosting. We got Mark Karakianitis, and I'll be there as well. We're going to be on stage tonight. You can still get advance tickets for $15, or you can not go online and you can pay $5 extra at the door. But that's tonight, Wednesday, April 26th at 9:30 p.m. I will be at Comedy Bar. Comedy Bar's beautiful venue. This is their new venue, Comedy Bar East, which I think is Danforth and Maine. You can grab tickets there tonight. So pumped to be on stage for that. Let's bring Silent Brandon back on stage here, or back in the studio. Where is he? Oh, Silent Brandon. There he is. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for being here. Huge part of the show, obviously. I like having you in the conversation, but you got to rest those vocals. So thank you for being here. Yes. And hopefully
Break
this
leg tonight.
What's that?
Break a leg tonight.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And hopefully this has inspired you, Brandon. I think, did you just post up, inspired me to sign up for a creative writing course?
Mm-hmm.
That's you? Nice.
Yep.
There you go. Well, congrats. Yeah. Learn, grow, keep improving, keep elevating, keep transforming. There's bigger things in your life. There's bigger opportunities out there. And with the right mentors, if there's anything that I've taken, like for me, the pandemic was a massive shift. And the biggest thing is, for the last 3 years, I've invested more heavily than I ever have in myself through courses, classes, workshops, and ultimately mentorships. I can count a handful of world-class memberships or mentorships. Tom Todoroff being one, James Wedmore being another, Brendan Burchard and Growth Day being another, Lewis Howes through School of Greatness, Mel Abraham through his Affluent Entrepreneur Program. Obviously, today was all about James Wedmore and Business by Design. So hopefully this brought you value. Go out there and feel free, shoot me a DM if you want to know more about Business by Design. You want to know more about how it's helped me. You want to know more about how we built Laughing Vikings, how we're continuing to build Actors Audition Club, how we're building this podcast. I'm happy to answer questions at any time. One of my favorite things in the world is helping other people grow their businesses and grow their career. So if there's any way that I can help you do that, reach out and we can do that for you. And that's a wrap. Goodbye, Silent Brandon.
Bye.
Goodbye. And we'll see you at the Danforth tonight. Living my dream on stage for that stand-up comedy show at Buckin' Wild Stand-Up through Cowbell Comedy. We need more cowbell, folks. More cowbell. And we'll be at Comedy Bar tonight at 9:30. I'll see you there. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, folks. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Share this out. Subscribe. Share it. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.